Hi, this video is to help you and support you in your Level 1 Afrikaans Teach online web material. We've developed this material to assist students and teachers and parents and tutors who need some guidance for the Afrikaans. This is only a guideline. You can still work the way you want to work, and it's only a suggestion. Let's begin. Right, so we're going to begin with the Level 1 Afrikaans Teach web app. Once you've clicked on your link, it will take you to a web app that looks like this, and it simply is a basic welcome, and it says click play, so you literally click play, and the whole idea here is to be able to use either a Mac or a PC or any device that can be connected to the internet. The internet is obviously important here because we pull resources from all over the web to assist with the Afrikaans. So the main idea here is for the students just to click and listen to what Bella has to say. Bella introduces her, and this itself can be a lesson on itself. She introduces her to the audience, and the whole idea here is to read and listen along. You can let the kids repeat as well, but the main part from the beginning is for the kids just to get involved with the material first. Listen and read as Bella speaks and introduces herself. Then obviously the next step is to click on Bella to start with the program. Next, we get to a page where that says for the teacher or tutor or parent even, and it's very basic. It guides us through the weekly planning. If you want to do a weekly planning, it explains a little bit of how you must do it. And then obviously if you need further assistance, you can email info@doniteach.com, and then obviously watch helpful videos. We'll add videos as we go along. This video is part of one of those videos, and there are other videos that will guide you through how the planning works, how we use Google Classroom to guide teachers and to support teachers and parents and students, etc., etc. Planning is essential. You can either follow our work schedules or you can do your own. And we also suggest you find additional resources, perhaps if you've got more hours in a week for Afrikaans, and then you can use additional resources. One of the plannings that we've done for a school was with Afrikaans Geniet. So it works as additional work to our material. However, it is not compulsory. I would just use our material actually as a curriculum because it aims at the students' listening, speaking, comprehension skills. Right, so you can click on weekly planning if you want to follow that, and if you've subscribed to that, you can email us at info@doniteach.com for assistance, and then obviously you can click on the helpful videos if you need further guidance. So then it will obviously says there we guide you through the process. We suggest you start with the klinkers and some klinkers, not the whole alphabet. It's not necessary. Let's just first get to the basics of the So we suggest you start with A, and then E, and then I, and then O, and then U. But we've made the letters bigger. You'll note that you can't click on, if you click on any of the others, it won't take you there. However, if you prefer to start with something else, then you can simply click there at Taste, which means home, and it will give you a drop-down menu, and you can choose from where you want to start. But if you want to follow our program religiously, then you can do it the way we suggest there. At the bottom, you also have a button to go back every time if you want to move back and forth in the web app. This takes you then to the beginning of the letter A in this case, and every single letter will work like this. We will show how it's written in the line so that we still incorporate the writing, and the little pencil will move as a GIF so that students will see how it is written. They can practice by themselves as well, and then you can obviously click play and watch the puppet show. Every letter has a puppet show. It gives the children some vocab to learn. It gives them an entertaining way to learn the sound and say with the puppet. Once that is done, you can click on the next link, which is werkkaart, the worksheet, or you can simply go back and revisit and revise what you have done already. Then we go to our worksheet. Here we have we use Google Drive a lot to store all our stuff. Our worksheets are private, but if you do click on this button here, you'll see that it opens up in a Google Docs document that is saved in Google Drive. You can print it from there. And you don't have to print it. You can let the kids simply work from the board. If you project it on the board, you can throw this on the board, and the children can, in their books, can write the letters down that they are missing, or write out the whole word of the vocabulary. It's up to you, but you are welcome to print it. Once that is done, you can go on to the speaking and section. Just before we get to that, remember, it is still important for us to incorporate the writing. Although we're not teaching in this web how to write, we're teaching listening and speaking and comprehension skills. So this is still important for us to print those worksheets, or for you to guide the student or the learner to write down and practice their handwriting. It is obviously an important still for us. We are not denying that. So there is an element of that. Once the writing exercise is done, we can click on speaking, and it takes us to a page where here we can praat or talk with the kids. The kids can literally play, or you can play the audio for the kids, and they read along. It is very important that they read aloud after they've listened. We incorporate the 3 outcomes here: speaking, reading, and listening. If we go back there, just for a moment, you'll see that we've translated it into English so that they understand what they're reading. You can always cover that up, or you can always just play the audio for them, and they they must be able to tell you what it is in English after they've worked a little bit with the material. It goes down to if you scroll down to the page, it goes to the bottom where we're asking questions now. This area is important for the comprehension part. We don't want to bombard them with vocab. We don't want to bombard them with questions and answers. We want to use the same type of questions and the same type of vocab over and over until there's a acknowledgement and a comfortability with the language. So here we ask questions. Waar sit die kat? And obviously in English, that would mean where does the cat sit? And then you'll see it repeats what we said in the previous slide. The cat sits on the mat. So hopefully that you can guide them. I don't want us to spoon feed them. I want us to guide the children. Guide them to what would that question be? If your answer is the cat sits on the mat, what would the question be for that? Where does the cat sit? The cat sits on the mat. You can always extend it by yourself as a teacher or tutor and say, what sits or who sits on the mat? And then in Afrikaans, wie sit op die mat? If you want to do that. Otherwise, stick to what we've given you here. It is the basic question and answering tone of our voices, and also the comprehension ability. Once we're done with that, you can click on Learn a Rhyme. Every single speaking section of every letter has an additional outside resource that you can click and use. It's from YouTube, it's from other websites that we pull in, and we say, go and learn that rhyme. In this case, it's a Baba Black Sheep rhyme that you can click on, and it gives the words and it gives the pronunciations, and the kids must just learn it. And you can do this as a revision every week. Let's remember our rhyme again. By the end of our 30 or 40 week program, the kids have learned 5 to 8 rhymes and listened to a few songs in Afrikaans, which exposes them to the language, which at the end of the day is key. Once we've done that, you can go on to the next section, which is spelling. Again, you can also click Werkkaart A back, or Puppet Show go back, if you want to revise before we go to spelling. Because again, it's about revision, it's about repetition. The more they hear it, the more they will remember it. So you click on your spelling, and listen. And again, we take from the internet, the World Wide Web. Yeah, we incorporate whatever else is there. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. If you now have a website that supports this, then plug it in. Say to the parents or to your student, let's go to this website now, because this influence or this is supports what we've learned so far. At this time of the game, you should be able to, or would be advise to follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. And if you want more guidance and more direct support, let us know, and you subscribe to us on our Google Classroom platform. So all of these platforms, we provide support, weekly support, daily support, extra resources, additional worksheets, etc. Something that you can get your parents, if you're at a school, to subscribe to as well. Because the more exposure you get and you give the parents and the students, the better for them. We also release a newsletter, which is also nice to subscribe to. So go to our website, email us and say, subscribe to our newsletter so that you can be informed as much as possible. Good, then we click on the spelling and it takes us to our spelling. Now it's very important again, even if they don't remember always the vocab, can they pronounce it? Again, they press play. We work with our speaking, our listening, our reading outcomes here. Kat, kaat, mat, mat, sak, sak, acht, acht. You can again close it and just play the audio, and the kids can write it down and see who is listening carefully, who is applying what they're listening to the paper. You can remind them that it's a phonetic language, and you can elaborate and say what you hear is what you spell in Afrikaans, which will support their overall progress. And then we click on revision, which is important again. Again, it's a worksheet. You can click on the button there, and it takes you out into the Google Drive, and you can print it and let them write it, or you can let them just copy it from the board as well, whichever is easiest. Again, we incorporate the writing outcome here. Then once done with that, you can either go back and revise things. You can do a spelling test if you want. It's all up to you. Yeah, your freedom is still important to us. This is just the guidance for you. And then the next letter would be best to move on to is letter E. Again, if you want to go to another letter first, you're welcome to click on Taste, the drop-down menu. Some devices, it also is on the left-hand top corner side. It depends on what device you're working on. You can either use a laptop or a computer or any device, smart device that can be connected to the internet. And on the side is our information. Here, our website, our email address, the cell phone number, and then obviously work schedules, newsletters, teacher-parent support, distance learning options that we give, and then specials or promotions. Go visit our website and see what else is there. If you need any further advice or help on this, do not hesitate to email or call us.